Welcome to Theater of the Mind Entertainment, a Call of Cthulhu tabletop RPG playthrough radio drama, featuring our victims John, Matt, and Don, and I'm your tomes keeper, Cody. Last time on Theater of the Mind Entertainment, Ted, John, and Oliver were making their way to Boston, Massachusetts when the totem appeared glowing in John's back seat. As the men pull over to the side of the road, the busy streets of New York slowly fades before their eyes. As a dark, menacing cloud bellows over the city, the men see a strange, large, shadowy mass rolling down the street through the hazy fog that has engulfed them. Oliver hears a curious voice piercing through the silence calling to them in an alley. As the men approach, they find a man dressed in rags persuading them to descend into a manhole. They follow the mysterious man into a round, well-lit room covered in interesting drawings and maps. Once they are safe from the creature, the man announces that he is Vincent from the year 2023 and that he was tracking an asteroid that had changed course. It seems to have a correlation with tremors originating from a lighthouse on Deer Island, Massachusetts, where he found a mysterious glowing totem. As echoes of terrifying scratches reverberate through the sewers, Vincent hands the men what looks to be an advanced radio to contact them if they ever separate. Running to the surface, the sounds of New York slowly come back into focus as Vincent's voice fades away. Back at their cars, John notices the totem has vanished. Hungry and in need of gas, they stop at a small gas station market to rest and discuss what had just transpired. While the men get back in their cars to keep pushing towards Boston, the gas station attendant runs to Oliver with a candy bar for the little girl in the back seat. Oliver looks back to see nothing there. John and Ted watch as Oliver takes off down the highway at a dangerously fast pace.
Theodore and John, you see Oliver just tear out of this gas station, and you see this old man just fumble off to the side, and he almost falls over, and he just looks angrily at the back of Oliver's car.
Well, holy shit. I wind down my window and holler out to the old man. Hey, what did you say to him?
I didn't say anything to that son of a bitch. I don't know what the hell his problem is, but he's gonna kill somebody.
Easy, old timer. We'll handle this.
You alright?
I'll be fine. And he dusts off his pants.
Well, he's flying down the road right now. Tail him, I guess, man.
Yeah. I wrap up the rest of my sandwich, set it down, start up the car, and start driving down the road.
Yeah, you pull out of the gas station, Theodore, and Oliver's taillights are already way off in the distance. He is flying down this road.
What the hell got into him?
Oliver, you are flying down this road as these trees are just whipping past your window. You see the yellow line, and it looks like one solid yellow line, and you know it's a passing lane. You peer into the rearview mirror, and you don't see anybody, but you hear laughter.
Where are you? Where are you? I can hear you. I know you're there. You're not gonna get me. I gotta get out of here. You're not gonna get me.
You accelerate further. Give me a drive check.
87 fail.
Oliver, as you peer back in the rearview mirror and you don't see anything, you just feel your heart begin to pound out of your chest. You peer back onto the road, and you see this buck standing in front of you in the middle of the road.
Oh, God.
You jerk your wheel to the left, and you hear your tires begin to screech as you're losing control and careening down the center of the road. Go ahead and roll me luck.
65 over 45.
As your car just screeches sideways, you feel your wheels and tires just lock up and stick. And immediately you're upside down as your car is rolling down the center of the road. You feel your head just smashing against the window and the steering wheel. And you hear this laughter as it fills your head as you just lose complete consciousness and everything goes dark. Theodore and John, you're picking up pace and you see Oliver's car lose control and just roll down the middle of the road, and it stops upside down on its roof, and you just see smoke billowing out from under the hood.
My God, Oliver!
Holy
Ted!
shit!
Ted, quick!
I pick up pace towards his car, just till we get close to it.
You do so?
I pull to a pretty screaming stop near his car, about 10, 20 feet away. Jump out, start running towards his car.
I follow behind him.
As you approach his car, it is just a smattering of metal and glass all over the road. The car is completely totaled. Luckily, he had the hood up, but it was a ragtop. You're afraid to see what you're going to see as you peer into his car. As you approach the car, you see Oliver kind of hanging out of the broken window, bleeding from his head, his arms, and he is lying there unconscious.
Oh my God, Oliver! I run beside him. Ted, help me!
Holy shit! And I go ahead and start trying to pull him out of the car.
You do so.
Is the car on fire or anything?
The car is smoking from underneath the hood. You can't really tell if it's on fire.
Oh God, we gotta get him away from here. Careful, Ted.
Can you drag him, John? I gotta get the book.
I can try.
Go ahead and give me a strength check, John.
11, hard success.
You easily drag him, and you very carefully drag him away from the vehicle.
I move him far enough away from the car to where if anything would happen, we wouldn't be in the danger area.
Okay.
Once I get him situated, I'd like to try to administer first aid to him.
Go ahead and give me a first aid roll.
4, extreme success.
So you notice immediately that he just has a massive gash across his face, and it is just pouring with blood, and you begin just applying pressure to the wound, and you look around and you kind of pull off a piece of your clothing, this handkerchief that you had in your pocket, and you apply this pressure to the wound, and you are able to stop the bleeding.
Oh, Oliver, I hope I got you here, man. You weren't pretty to begin with, but at least you're alive.
Once John starts pulling him away, I pull my jacket up over my mouth and try to crawl down to the broken car and see if I can see the book anywhere.
Theodore, go ahead and give me a spot check.
71, fail.
It takes you a little bit of time, but I'll let you, if you crawl the whole way into the vehicle, that you'll be able to find the book.
I do so.
So you begin crawling into the vehicle, and you're just crawling over this broken glass, and your arms are getting completely cut up. And you make your way into what used to be the back seat, and you see lying on the roof is his satchel, and it's open, and the book is kind of falling out of it.
I grab it by the strap and try to pull it while I reverse my way back out of the car.
Yeah, you begin crawling back out of the car, and as you're making your way out of the door, you feel this sharp piercing on your side as this piece of metal stabs into your side.
Ah, shit.
Ted, are you okay?
I'm alright, I got the book though.
Ted, get back to the car. I'll see if I can get Oliver in.
I'm coming. And I make my way back to the car and I try to help him get Oliver in the back seat.
Yeah, you both easily get Oliver into the backseat, no problem.
Are you situated?
I think I'm good. We just need a hospital, John.
All right, he looks okay for now. Just keep an eye on him. I'm gonna get rolling.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
You guys begin heading down the highway towards Boston. And John, you look in the rearview mirror and you both hear this explosion as Oliver's car just goes up in flames.
Holy shit.
Jeez, man, you were in there.
I'm glad I'm not in there anymore.
All right, let's just get rolling.
You guys are traveling down the highway for probably about another hour, and you peer up and you see signs for Boston 15 miles.
Oh God, 15 miles still. How's he look, Ted?
I think he's gonna make it, but keep that foot on the gas.
Oliver, give me a constitution roll.
39 success.
Oliver, you feel really cold and sweaty, and you kind of begin to open your eyes as you hear familiar voices and the sounds of the road. And you open your eyes and your face just feels wet. And you pull your hand up to your face and you move your hand away and look at it, and it's just covered in red, sticky blood. And you see Ted peering back at you, talking to John.
Where am I? What happened?
Oliver, buddy, you all right?
I don't know. Am I bleeding?
Is he awake?
Yeah, he's awake, John. No, I mean, Oliver, just a little blood, but you're all right. You'll be fine.
Where's my car?
You left it.
What?
What happened, Oliver?
Oliver, at that time, you remember the reason you were driving so fast down the road, and you still feel like she's in the backseat with you.
What? Oh God. Where is she? Where is she?
Where's who?
What are you talking about?
You are not freaking out in my car right now, are you?
She's here. She's following us.
Ted?
She was in my car. I know she was. I heard her. I couldn't see her, but she was there.
She was in your car, Oliver, but she's not here now. Don't worry.
I got away from her, didn't I?
You got away from her, buddy. You sure did.
Oh God, my head.
Ted, give me a persuasion.
40 out of 40 success.
Oliver, as Ted's telling you this, you do believe that you got away from the little girl, and your mind begins to ease.
I knew if I drove fast enough, I'd get away from her.
You sure outran her, buddy. It'll be all right.
Thank God.
Why don't you just rest? We'll be at the hospital soon.
You guys continue down the highway, and it's about another 25, 30 minutes, and you make your way into the busy streets of Boston, and you see signs for the hospital, and you circumvent your way through the traffic, and you do make your way to Boston General, and you pull up to the emergency room.
Jeez, damn traffic. I didn't think we'd ever get here. You okay just sitting with him? I'll run inside and grab somebody.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, John.
I barrel through the door into the hospital.
John, you make your way into the hospital, and you see paramedics everywhere, just assisting other patients, and you do see a lady as you walk in.
Ma'am, I got 2 injured people out in the car here. I need your help, please.
Yes, right away. And you see her turn around, and she yells for 2 doctors. And these gentlemen run out, and they have stretchers, and they wheel them out into the parking lot and approach the car.
Oh, be careful. They were in a car accident.
Dear Lord, how bad was that accident? As they begin opening the door and looking over Oliver.
It was pretty bad.
Sir, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, please don't move. Please, just relax. Lay your head back. And you feel them just kind of grab you, and they hoist you up onto this stretcher. Oh, we're sorry, sir. We're sorry. Just try to lay back and relax. You feel this pinch in your arm, and you look over, and you see this doctor stuck you with a needle. He pulls the needle out, and everything begins to get a little foggy, and your muscles just relax. Woo. And you feel like you're kind of in a daze, and you fall asleep. Ted, you see a doctor come up to you. Sir, are you okay?
Yeah. I just got a cut here. I helped pull him out of the car and got snagged.
Yeah, let me take a look at that. You have a seat. Let me take a look. Yeah, that's a pretty bad gash.
Yeah, and I think I tore an injury I had earlier, and I showed the injury on my shoulder. You guys can stitch that up for me.
Geez, seemed like a bad week for you.
Oh, tell me about it, buddy.
Yeah, please, right this way. We'll get you fixed right up. And you follow the doctor to the hospital. You guys are there for a good 3 to 4 hours. As Ted, you get fixed up pretty quickly, and you're a little sore, not feeling the greatest, but you're okay. But about 5 hours goes by, and you still don't hear anything from Oliver or any of the doctors.
Once they got done patching me up, I make my way back out to probably the waiting area, try to find John.
Oh, good to see you're okay. Did you get patched up?
Yeah, they put some strength through me. I'll be alright, I'll live. Have you heard anything about Oliver?
Nothing. Nobody even knows anything.
Man, it's been, I don't know how long I was back there, but...
Let me try one more time here. Nurse! My friend Oliver, the one that came in from the car accident.
Yes, sir. One moment, please. We're a little busy.
All right.
What was his last name?
Oliver McDowell?
Give me one moment. And you see her walk back into this office, and she picks up a clipboard off the wall, and she looks down through it. Yes, sir. Are you related to him in some way?
I'm just a friend. I'm not family.
You'll just have to have another seat. The doctor will be out shortly.
Thank you.
And you guys sit down, and you wait for about another hour. And this doctor comes through the door, and he's wheeling out Mr. Oliver McDowell. And he makes his way over, and Oliver, you feel so groggy. You kind of begin to come to, and you're sitting in this wheelchair, and you open your eyes, and you see your two best friends, John and Ted, sitting in the waiting area. Well, guys, he has a bit of a concussion. We were able to stop the bleeding. There's no internal permanent damage, but he's going to have to rest for quite some time, I'm afraid.
Hey, Oliver. Thought we lost you, buddy.
I thought so too, but here I am.
John, maybe don't say lost to you. He's probably not in the state of mind to hear those kinds of things right now.
Oh, okay. Hey, buddy. You ready to go for a ride?
A ride? In
Yeah.
my car?
You betcha.
I love my car.
All right. Hey, thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, thanks, Doc.
You're very welcome. Take care, and please drive safe next time.
Will do.
You see the doctor just disappear into the hospital.
I spin around behind Oliver and start pushing him out of the hospital back towards our vehicle.
Did you guys know that my dad bought my car for me?
Didn't know that.
He owns a toothpaste company.
He's gonna be real happy to buy you another one.
It's Molar Bear Incorporated. You might know the jingle. Molar Bear, they keep your teeth clean. Rawr.
I hope he's not like this when we go see Jackson later.
A little whiskey will snap him out of it.
You guys get into the car, and at this point it's about 8 p.m. You see a sign as you're driving through Boston for the Brunswick Hotel.
Hey, the Brunswick there looks fine to me. We gotta find somewhere to stay for the night.
Let's go in there and get situated then. This has been one hell of a trip.
I'm ready to, excuse me, but take a fucking load off.
You guys pull up, and this building is massive. It looks extremely fancy. You get out of the cars, and you manage to get Oliver out of the back seat, and he's still just loopy from all the medication and all the anesthetic that is pumping through his veins. And you make your way to the door, and this very finely dressed gentleman opens the door for you. Good day. And you make your way in, and you see this lavish hotel entrance. And it is decorated with this fine red floral carpet with this gorgeous Victorian-looking furnishing. And you see behind this very ornate desk this woman, very attractive, standing there. And as you approach, you notice her name tag says Clarissa. Yes, how can I help you this evening?
Oh, hello, Clarissa. I'd like a room, please.
Name, please.
John Murdoch.
Yes, give me one moment.
And it'll need to be 3 beds, please.
Yes, not a problem, sir. One moment, please. And she turns around and looks through a clipboard. Yes, room 417 seems to be available.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, no problem. Do you need help getting your luggage to your room?
No, I'll take care of that. Ted, are you okay with Oliver?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take Oliver up. You just go ahead and get the car parked, and I'll get him tucked in. He's probably ready for bed.
Oh, there's no need to park your own car. We have a valet service.
Okay, if it's all the same to you, I'd still like to grab our bags, please.
Oh, yes, not a problem at all.
Thank you.
And she turns around and she pulls these really nice old-looking keys and hands them to you. Do you need someone to show you to your room?
That would be great, Clarissa. Thank you.
Oh, not a problem. John, could you please show these fine gentlemen to room 417? And he just nods at her and walks up to you. Right this way, please.
I go ahead and shuffle behind Oliver and start pushing him, following.
I trot off to the car, gather the satchel with the book in it, and I retrieve my bags from the trunk of the car and make my way behind them.
Yeah, you guys all managed to follow this gentleman and make your way up to room 417, and he opens the door for you, and you walk in, and it's this gorgeous looking room. You have a little bit of a feeling that you're going to need Oliver's wallet for this one.
Oh, shit, John. Maybe we should just cut one bed. I mean, I don't want to make that sound the wrong way, just, I don't know if we can afford this.
I know who can afford this. Hey, Oliver, buddy. Do you mind spotting me a little bit of moolah for the room tonight?
Well, yeah, sure. This is a fancy hotel.
It's odd, too, that this is the only one we came across on our way up here, but...
Yeah, and I think I lost my wallet in your car when I dragged you out. I'd really appreciate it, Oliver, if you could. I'll pay you back.
Definitely.
That's no problem. I've got money. That's okay.
All right, well, let's get you tucked in, buddy. And I start wheeling him towards one of the beds.
Oliver, you just flop onto one of the beds. Your drugs are beginning to wear off, and you're beginning to feel the pain as it just pulsates in your head.
I don't feel so good anymore.
You want me to get you some aspirin or find you something to drink? Some car whiskey?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe you should go down to my car and grab my car whiskey.
Sure thing.
All right, thanks.
And I walk out of the room and go ahead and try to find one of the hostesses.
You do, and they have a full cart of alcohol.
I proceed to pay them for a cheaper bottle. After I get the bottle from the hostess, I go ahead and make my way back up to the room. And as I walk in, "Hey there, Oliver. Got your car whiskey for you." And I walk over and start
Thanks,
pouring
Ted.
him a glass.
I take the glass and I take a sip of it. I look at the glass. I look at Ted. This doesn't taste like my car whiskey.
It's probably just, you're just in a hospital, man, a car wreck, blood.
Yeah, Oliver, you swallowed an awful lot of blood when you hit the pavement.
Your taste is probably just a little off. Try it again later. I'm sure it's yours.
At that time, give me a spot check.
16 hard.
Oliver, you're at a disadvantage.
54 success.
13 success.
John and Theodore, as you're talking to Oliver, you all notice this flash of bright light coming from the window.
John, did you see that?
What was that?
As you guys move to the window, you peer out, and your window is overlooking the parking lot of this hotel. And you're looking out, and you don't really see anything. And you wait for about 30 seconds, and you see another flash. But this time you see where it's coming from. And you look down, and you see this black car. And immediately after the flash, you see this gentleman beginning to roll up the window. And as he's rolling the window up, you see what appeared to be a camera. And then this black car just drives off quickly.
What were they taking a picture of?
I don't know, John. I can't even worry about it tonight. Let's think over it tomorrow. Whiskey?
Yeah, sure. I'll take a glass. If you'll excuse me a second, I need to go make a couple calls.
Oh, yeah, sure thing, John. I think I seen they had a phone down the lobby.
I retrieve a small black and green case from my bag, and I make my way out the door and down the hall.
Theodore, John's gone for about 15, 20 minutes, and he makes his way back into the room.
Well, I called anybody I could think of, and nobody's heard or seen anything yet, and I got more people out looking for him, so they'll turn up something if he's even still here.
Oh, yeah, John. Oh, man, I almost forgot we had such a crazy day. Thanks for calling about Ben. We do need to... I want to forget about him.
No, it's just strange, though, because I'm having a hard time just keeping things straight anymore.
I agree. It's like I think of Ben and we knew him so well for that little short period of time, but the more I think about it, the more I wonder if he was ever even really there to begin with.
I know what you mean. Ted, do you believe in God?
Man, I guess.
What do you think this is?
What do I think what is, John?
What we're dealing with?
Well, I don't know, John. I mean, I've read a lot of things. I've reported on a lot of things. I just don't know what to think of it. I mean, if it's God, he has one wicked sense of humor.
I mean, was that hell that we went to? That in-between place? That...
I hear you, man. I just, try not to think about it. We have all day tomorrow to worry about it.
Yeah, more worries.
You guys fall asleep, and it feels like the morning comes around rather quickly. Oliver, you wake up, and you feel like you just rolled your car down the road. John and Theodore, you wake up, and you feel pretty rested. It's about 7:30 a.m.
Well, Ted, I think Oliver said this Mr. Elias would be available sometime today, so let's pay this man a visit and get this rolling.
9 o'clock is what Nicole said.
Back to the land of the living, my friend.
Morning, sunshine.
Good God. I feel terrible.
It'll wear off. You're looking good, though.
Yeah, thanks. I don't feel it.
All right, gents, we got a date. Let's get packed up and roll out to Mr. Elias's office.
I go ahead and get myself ready and help Oliver up and kind of get him looking halfway presentable. Gather up both of our stuff at least. Good to go, John?
Yep, I got my bags. Down to the car.
We have about an hour and a half to get there.
You guys make your way down to the lobby, and you make your way up to check out, and she slips you a very expensive bill.
That's, it's pretty hefty.
Well, you are staying in one of the finest hotels in Boston. I hope you enjoyed it.
I look at these two. Good choice, fuckers. Slide some money across the table to her. It covers the bill.
I figured the gentleman would be a little more grateful who was pulled out of a burning car, tended to, and taken to a hospital. Would be a little more, gracious. Ted? Am I right, Ted? Am I here? Anybody here with me?
I don't disagree, John. But
My memory's kind of fuzzy, guys. I don't know.
Okay, that's all right.
guys, we got an appointment to go to. We'll bicker
I don't
about
know.
this
That's
later.
I think my wallet hurts more than my head right now.
I just start pulling Oliver away and out towards the car.
You guys make your way out to the car, and you get in. Oliver, you pull out the business card, and you turn it over, and it reads 265 Franklin Street, Suite 1702 in Boston.
Well, this is where we need to go. Fuck, her name's not Nicole, in case
Alright.
you guys were wondering. This is the address. Either of you guys know where this is?
We'll find it. I start up the car and we proceed.
John, give me a drive check.
91, fail. Jeez, guys, it's traffic. Man, it ain't even this bad at home most days.
John, you're trying to navigate and find this address, and it takes you an exceptionally long time, like 2.5 hours. It is now 9:45, and you happen to find this address in this large building that looks very commercial.
Haha, see? Finally.
Just pull up to the sidewalk, John. I'll get Oliver out. We'll go try to make our appointment.
Well, I think I can get out of the car. I'm feeling a little better, Ted, but
All right,
I think
buddy.
we should all go in and see Natalie.
You guys get out of the car and you make your way into this building, and you do find Suite 1702, and you walk up and you see this plaque, Mr. Jackson Elias, and you open the door and make your way in. There's this girl sitting behind a desk, and you're assuming that's Natalie. She's gorgeous, mid-20s, and she looks up at you.
Hello there, madam. Natalie, I presume?
Yes, what can I do for you?
I am Oliver. We spoke on the phone yesterday.
Yes, Oliver. Oliver McDowell, right?
Yes, that's correct.
I did contact Mr. Elias, and you said that Mr.
Professor Primwell?
Yes, Mr. Primwell sent you. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, Jackson isn't going to be in the office today, but when I said that Mr. Primwell had sent you, he did offer for you to meet him at his house.
That's amazing. I can do that. We can do that.
Yes, Mr. Elias really doesn't do this often, so he must have high regards for Mr. Primwell.
Well, Professor Primwell is a brilliant mind.
Natalie, not to cut in. Where can we find his house?
Yes, he lives in Roxbury, 85 Warren Street to be exact.
Far drive from here?
It's about 30 minutes.
Thanks, ma'am.
Yeah, it's just right over the Western Bridge, and it's out a ways from the city. It's considered one of the suburbs.
I'm sure we'll make do.
Okay, well, he said to drop in really whenever, and he said anything for Professor Primwell, so...
Well, excellent. Thank you so much, Natalie. I offer my hand to shake hers.
Oh, you're very welcome. I hope you have a better day than what I'm assuming you had yesterday.
Anything would be better than yesterday. my dear.
Will you guys take care of yourselves?
Thank you.
You as well.
And you make your way out and back into the car.
Well, that was the that was the easiest part of the trip.
I guess it kind of worked out. We didn't show up on time, but I guess we didn't need to be.
All right, well let's roll to this guy's house.
You guys drive for about a half hour, and you find his house a little easier than you found his office. And you make your way up to 85 Warren Street, and you pull into this small lane, and you drive back, and you see this gorgeous tan Victorian-style house, and it sets back in sort of this wooded area, and it's pretty modest, but it's very nice. And you pull up and you see a very nice Model T sitting in the drive, nice wraparound porch, and you get out, and you make your way up the stairs to this porch, and you see on the door there's this nice ornate door knocker.
I walk up and knock on the door.
It takes a moment or so, and the door opens up, and you see this very handsome, tall, mid to late 30s, very dark-skinned gentleman. Yes, how can I help you?
Hi, sir. We're here to see...
Mr. Jackson Elias?
Oh, yes. Did Mr. Primwell send you?
He did indeed.
How do you know Mr. Primwell?
Well, my name is Dr. Oliver McDowell. I studied under him at NYU, and he's a colleague of mine now.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, Mr. Primwell's a wonderful man.
He is indeed.
Please, come in. And he opens the door. When you walk in, you see this very nice open kind of entrance with these nice stairs that lead to the second floor. And off to your right-hand side, there's a dining area, nice china cabinets. And off to your left, there's this study. And in the study, there's bookcases and this very ornate desk sitting in the center with these nice love seats and couches. So, what brings you to me today?
So you are the man, the myth, the legend.
I am the man in the myth, Jackson Elias. And he extends his hand.
I shake it vigorously. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. Professor Primwell spoke of you with very high regard.
Ah, well, Professor Primwell and I go way back.
That's good to hear. I have something that I would like to show you. Professor Primwell made it clear that you are an expert in things such as the occult and ancient languages.
Please, this way. We'll discuss it in my office. And he leads you into his study, and he kind of extends his hand at this lavish love seat, and he sits down in this chair. So, what is it you need to show me?
Well, sir, I have a book. I open up my satchel and remove the book and place it on the table in front of us. We found this curious-looking book, and no one seems to be able to recognize the language that this book is written in. I was hoping you might be able to look at it and give us some kind of insight.
Huh. This is very interesting. Where did you come across this book?
Would you believe me if I told you I found it on a boat with cultists?
Well, I've experienced plenty of cultists. Let me see here. And you just see that you can tell he's in deep thought as he's thumbing through this book. I've seen this somewhere. Yes, I know I have. And he gets up and he goes over to a bookshelf, and you just see him sort of digging through journals and running his fingers along the spines of these books. And he pulls one out. Ah, yes, I've seen this. And he opens this old leather journal, begins flipping through the pages. Yes, this is exactly that. I was in a dig, an expedition in Sri Lanka, and we came across these ruins in this tomb, and yes, this is exactly it. I was wondering where this language and this came from, but I've never seen a book with this writing. And you can see him just get visibly excited, and he begins thumbing through the book again.
But what all does it mean?
Well, that's just the thing. We don't know. Give me one more minute. And he runs back over to the bookcase, and there's a small desk, and he opens the drawer. He pulls out these photos. When we were on the dig, we found these hieroglyphics of sorts. They were very hard to decipher, and he gives you guys the photos. And as you're peering at them, you see these hieroglyphics of what appear to be these people that are kneeling down. And the next photo shows another section of this wall that you're assuming to be in this tomb. And there's more people kneeling down. And the next photo is another piece of the wall. And this time there's tons of people kneeling down, and there's this black thing hovering over them. And then in the next photo, you see this thing hovering over these people, but it appears to be devouring them in some way.
As I'm leaning over, kind of peering over the photos with everyone else, I turn to John. John, maybe it's a pertinent time that we show him some of those other photos we have.
Definitely.
Other photos.
Well, I've taken a few photos over the past few days, and I reach in my satchel and I hand all the photos that I've taken over to him of the Mauritania and all the other things that I've shot.
Oh, interesting. Is this the Mauritania?
It is indeed. Are you familiar with it?
Well, of course I've heard the stories of the last voyage. Didn't they find it abandoned?
Some of these photos are taken after it returned.
Huh, weird.
And if you haven't connected the dot already, that might be where we found this book.
Oh, this is strange. Well, all I can really tell you is that we found this space underneath this tomb in Sri Lanka, and this language it dates time. Everybody I've talked to, no one could tell me even a thing about it, and I've seen a lot, but I don't know really what this means. At that time, as Jackson Elias is speaking to you, you hear this gunshot, and glass breaks, and you see Jackson Elias grab his shoulder and fall to the ground.
Oh God!
What?
Mr. Elias!
I spin towards the window, draw out my pistol, and make my way towards it.
What the hell was that? Are you okay?
I go ahead and kind of dive to the floor and start crawling towards Jackson just to see if he's all right.
Oh, Jesus. Oh. He's holding his arm, and you just see blood begin to seep through his fingers.
I immediately tear off my jacket and just start applying pressure to the wound.
Dear God, out the back, I have a car. Out the back. John, you run up to the window, and you look out, and you see these two men get out of this black car. One is holding a rifle.
Jesus Christ, there's two of them. Does the car look familiar?
You can't really tell.
Ted, Oliver, there's two of them.
Two what? Two people out there?
Yes. They
John.
got a rifle and they're coming this way. We need to get out of here now.
Oliver, help me with him.
All right, yeah, definitely.
Get the book.
I grab the book.
I go ahead and pick up Jackson gently and try to start dragging him back towards where he said his car was.
Oh, Jesus. He gets up. He can definitely walk under his own power, but he is visibly injured. And please, follow me this way. We gotta get the hell out of here. And he leads you to this back entrance, this back door, and you make your way out, and you see another car sitting back there. Can one of you drive?
I got it. Where's the keys?
Here. And he reaches into his pocket and he hands them to you.
All right, let's go. Everybody in.
You guys jump in the car and you peel out of here. And as you're making your way around the house, you fly past these two individuals, and the one turns and shoots as the back window just shatters.
Oh God!
Jeez.
And you see the two men running towards their car, and they begin chasing you.
They're coming after us, Ted.
I'm in the back seat, and I turn around to face them and get ready to fire at the car.
Go ahead and roll it.
Okay, I'm just trying to aim like at the engine area. I'm gonna try to shoot through like the grill in the front. At least try to stop the vehicle. 88, fail.
Theodore, as you're peeling out onto the highway, you guys hear this glass shatter. John, you jump up and pull out your pistol, and you're aiming at this car. Just as you're getting ready to fire, Ted pulls the wheel and turns out onto the highway, and you fly across, and the gun fires, and you almost shoot straight through the car.
Geez, a little steadier, Ted.
Sorry, John. I'm trying here.
Ted, give me a drive check.
I rolled a 20. Success.
Theodore, you peel out onto the highway, and you're barreling down the road, and you look in the rear view mirror, and you see this other car begins to drive up on you. At that time, you feel this weird buzzing in your pants pocket.
I fumble around my pants pocket trying to keep steady on the wheel, and I reach for whatever it is that I'm feeling.
You pull out the weird radio that you remember Vincent giving you, and it's blinking and lighting up like something you've never seen.
What is that thing doing?
I don't know. And I hand it to Oliver.
I take it.
Answer it somehow.
Oliver, you see 2 buttons on this thing, a green one and a red one. Give me a no roll.
I rolled a 35 hard success.
Oliver, for whatever reason, when Ted hands you this thing, you know to hit the green button.
Green means go.
You hit the button, and you hold this device up to your ear, and you hear on the other end, hello? Is anybody there?
Hello?
You recognize it's Vincent's voice.
Vincent?
It's happening again. It's freaking happening again.
What's happening again?
And as he's saying that, his voice is going in and out. It's very hard to understand him.
Hello?
And you all feel this tremor, this shaking. And Ted, you feel the car begin to slide on the road. And that's what we're going to call it.
And that concludes our show for this evening. Thank you so much for listening to Theater of the Mind Entertainment. Please follow us on Twitter at Tomescast. Find us on iTunes and really anywhere that podcasts are available. And please, leave us a review. Your support is greatly appreciated. Until next time, ta-ta.